Welcome back. We are halfway through our top 10. We revealed Gunnar at 10. Jose Ramirez, I can't believe he's not in our top 5. He's number 9. Freddie Freeman slid a bit from last year. Then Jordan moves up 1 spot to 7. And Francisco Lindor just behind this superstar.
Number 5.
Dave Roberts has a luxury with this guy. He's your Superman.
Mookie's numbers are so ridiculous, people. We really do take him for granted.
Proven winner, a world champion a couple of times.
Plus MVP. It's like his resume is complete now.
Hammers this ball. It's headed to Pasadena. Mookie Betts makes yet another dazzling play.
He's the best player in baseball.
He's that great. He's only going to be better.
It's now 7-6 LA. Went toward first base knowing that he got the job done. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
I got 3. I'm trying to fill this hand up, LA.
For the 7th straight year, Mookie Betts is ranked among the top 6 players in the sport. Think about that for a second. And that is Hall of Fame resume stuff for the great Mookie Betts, who on our list is ranked number 5. And Mookie is kind enough to join us here in the top 100 players right now. Mookie, congratulations. Or should I say, sorry? How do you, as a very competitive man, how do you view being ranked number 5 on this list?
It's super cool. It's super cool. It's a blessing. You know, there's a lot of really good players in this game. I mean, it's changed so much, and just for me to make the changes and be able to stay in my game, I'll give myself a little pat on the back.
You know, Mookie, coming in as a shortstop right now, what do you enjoy more, hitting or playing defense?
That's a great question. You know, when I was playing right, you know, I learned to love right, but it didn't bring the same challenges. That obviously doesn't bring the same challenges as playing short. So I've really grown to love the process of playing short and being in it every play. You really got to get out of your own mind and really start getting into the game. And so, but I would say to answer your question, probably hitting, because I think that's what put the roof above my head.
Well, Mookie, you got all the awards, the Gold Gloves, the Silver Sluggers, the MVPs. You've mastered right field. Being honest with yourself, what adjustments do you need to see from yourself at shortstop to get that gold at short?
Really, to get the gold at short, that's
yeah. We got to reach for the stars, right?
Yeah, we got to reach just in case. To be honest, man, I feel like I put in all the work. I've done everything I believe I needed to do to. Not giving myself the tools to be good at short, and now it's really just going to be comfortable, which is hard. It's hard to go be comfortable in a position that you haven't played. That, especially with this pitching staff, man, you got to make outs. With this pitching staff, you got to make outs. So, but I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I trust and believe myself, and prayer works. So we'll be good.
We all believe in Mookie Betts. You're good at anything. I believe you'd be an All-American kickball player if you decide you want to play kickball for a living. But I think you will win Gold Glove at some point at shortstop. And I want to show you the long list of players who won a Gold Glove as an infielder and an outfielder. That's the long list. Darren Erstad.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Only one human did it. And that was at first base. That's at first base. Mookie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're entering age 32 season, man. You were a Platinum Glove winner in the outfield. If you win a Gold Glove in your 30s as short, everyone is in love with what Shohei Ohtani's doing, and I'm on board with it. But we might see a two-way player again. I don't think we will ever see, if you were able to win a Gold Glove as short, what you've done in the outfield and in your 30s, do it as shortstop. What do you think of that? The history you can make.
That would be amazing. That would be something that I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out. How about let's find out and we'll see. We'll have this conversation again on air, and I'll have a better answer for you.
The great Mookie Betts. Mookie, congratulations, man. You're always on the list, and we can't wait to talk to you in spring training, okay?
Yes, sir. See you guys soon.
All right, there you have him, the superstar Mookie Betts. Let's get back to the countdown.
Number 4.
Juan Soto to the Mets. $765 million.
Back off the Brinks truck, shuffling his way to the ATM machine.
Will he be a Hall of Famer? Absolutely.
Generational talent.
This is such an emotional night for Met fans.
He's the star there.
His at-bats are silly, how good he is.
He's the most accomplished hitter at this age we have ever seen.
Juan Soto! 3-run home run! The magical Juan Soto does it again.
Wants everyone to know it's my batter's box. It's not the pitcher's.
He is commanding the AB and barreling something.
The best pure hitter in this generation.
Number 3.
Teams should be saying, I'm not going to let Bobby Witt Jr. beat me.
It's out of here! Bobby Witt Jr. Grand slam!
He beats you 9 times out of 10. Still.
That's way out of here!
There are few players as exciting to watch as he is.
Diving catch by Bobby Witt to his right. Just stop it. This guy is next level.
Bobby baseball is on fire.
Oh, this place is going nuts.
I'm starting a franchise. I'm starting it with him.
He moves different. He's different. It's like he's on springs.
The first shortstop in Major League history to have 2 30-30 seasons.
So Bobby Witt Jr. moves up 17 spots to number 3. Juan Soto up 3 spots to number 4. It's the 3rd time he's been in the top 5 in his career. These two players, of the two, which one do you think has the best chance of being number 1 on this list at some point in the future?
Yeah, I think that's Bobby Witt Jr. I think he does everything on the baseball field. You know, Juan Soto, more one-dimensional, maybe the best at bat of any hitter in the big leagues. But Bobby Witt Jr. does everything. You know, he reminds me a little bit of Derek Jeter in that whenever you played the Yankees when Jeter was playing, if they needed a single to get on, he hit it. If they needed a stolen base, he took it. If they needed a great defensive play, he made it. If they needed a home run to win a game, he hit it. Bobby Witt Jr. is that guy, but the reality is he's a better player than Derek Jeter.
Whoa.
He is. I love Derek Jeter, but Bobby Witt Jr. has more power, more speed, and he's going to impact the game in a way different than Derek Jeter is. He's a better player than Derek Jeter.
That's why I love Steve Phillips on this show, man. He moves the needle.
I love it. I love it. Bobby Witt, and to your point, is the best representation of a great baseball player that this game has right now. And what I mean by that is a player who can do everything from the adjustments that he's been able to make from season in, striking out less, hitting the ball harder. He's the guy that you want just put the ball in play because you're one of the fastest guys in baseball, but he's doing so much more than that. He's hitting triples, doubles, home runs, stealing bases, getting better on defense. He's the guy that when he steps on the field, you don't want to walk away because he's going to do something no matter where he is on the field that makes you turn your head.
This is a show about projecting. If Juan Soto would have re-signed with the New York Yankees and had Aaron Judge hitting behind him instead of a Pete Alonso maybe, would that have changed the way we looked at it? And Juan Soto may have been number 3 and Bobby Witt number 4. What do you think?
I don't think so. I think the list is right, how they have it right now, because of all the other factors that Bobby Witt brings to the game.
So Juan Soto can't swing his way into the top 3.
No, I don't think so. I think he's more one-dimensional, and you know, D-Roy even said, I want those guys that impact the game in every way. And that's what Bobby Witt Jr. does. By the way, Derek Jeter, highest OPS plus ever, 153. Bobby Witt this year, 171.
But let's be clear, though. Juan Soto.
Oh, Derek knows how many rings he's got.
Yeah. but come on, guys. Let's be real. Juan Soto is arguably a top 3 bat in the game. And depending on what type of game we're talking about, if we're going into the playoffs, Juan Soto is the number 1 bat, in my opinion. The way he plays the game, him walking to the plate, I feel like something's good going to happen every time. And you could even argue that he could even be better. When you look at his expected stats, you can see he was actually extremely unlucky last year. Look at his expected stats versus his actual stats right here, especially at the slug. And you see he actually slugged 569. The way he hit the ball, he should have slugged 647. That's the largest gap in MLB last year. So you can argue that this is what the Mets are looking at, and this is the player that they expect they're going to get. But if they want that player, I personally think you should create a whole Soto land in right field, move the fences in, create the same dimensions that Yankee Stadium has over out there in Queens, and make sure we're getting this same player.
He's going to be around for a while. This show is called the Top 100 Hitters right now, based on the way front offices value players. I think he got $765 million for a reason. He'd be number one.
No.
They would take Soto over Judge and Ohtani if it was just hitters.
Stop it.
What he said, which better than Jeter?
No,
you're getting mad about that?
Not better.
I was right about that.
Oh, man. Well, all right, so spoiler alert. We know it's Ohtani and Judge. We don't know the order, but we know those are the top two guys. We asked our players who they would take for that top spot. Listen.
The Herculean task of designating.
Junior did snap the streak that we thought was going to last for a while for Shohei Ohtani. It is down to just two. Judge Ohtani, or is it Ohtani Judge? Let's find out together.
Number 2.
Aaron Judge, if you're molding the perfect player, I think Judge is the guy that you want to have.
Sleeping Giant has awoken. Judge has homered. Incredible.
He's still greatness right every time he walks up to that plate, man.
Deep to left field. History. Number 300 for Aaron Judge.
We are looking at the greatest offensive season of all time, and that's not an exaggeration.
Judge strikes one. Deep left field. A grand slam, and the Yankees have the lead. Right on cue.
Number 1.
Maybe once a lifetime or so, somebody comes around without precedent.
Designated hitter, number 17, Shohei Ohtani.
This is the show that never ends.
40-40, walk-off grand slam. The 50th for Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
One of the greatest single-game performances ever. I feel like he's the best player that I ever played the game.
Shohei Ohtani arrives in October. The game's brightest star, ready for the game's biggest stage. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Our research department got Ohtani'd. A year ago, they had him number 4 because they knew he wasn't going to pitch. Shohei watches every show on this network. And I guarantee you that irked him. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to pitch. And I will be the best player in baseball. And he was the best player in baseball as a DH. Correct or no?
Yeah, I mean, certainly best offensive season in baseball. I mean, look, all around, I might give Judge the edge over Ohtani for the season last year.
50-50?
Yeah, because Judge played every day in the outfield. So, yeah, I would let's do it. That's a historic offensive season for sure. But he's coming back and pitching this year, and that is the different element.
The fact that we're having a conversation, if he was better than Judge last year without pitching, makes this a concrete number 1. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, no matter if he goes out there and is an average pitcher, the rankings right now are assuming that he's going to pitch next season. But Ohtani is somebody that you just cannot underestimate. No matter what happens, when he comes into the field, he really sets a goal, and this, Greg, really starts off from the very beginning. It's always a question that needed to be answered. 2018, can he adjust to the big leagues? Absolutely, he can adjust to the big leagues. He's going to come out and he's going to win Rookie of the Year. We've seen him make adjustments over the years. 2021, unanimous AL MVP. He showed that he can dominate on both sides of the ball. He can go out there and be your ace pitcher and go out there and be a baller. 2022, once again, Greg, AL MVP. It's like when Ohtani is in the offseason, he really thinks, what are my goals? And he sets his goals so high that anything under an MVP is really a disappointment to him because Aaron Judge has to go out there and have a record season just to win the MVP. So if no other player goes out and has a record season where they're breaking old records, Shohei Ohtani, 50-50 season this year, he's going to win the MVP. And the point I really want to lock in is that when he steps back out on the mound, and that's the big question right now, and that's the one that everybody is doubting, when he comes up, he doesn't have to be the best pitcher on the team. He doesn't even have to be the ace. When you see the records that he's setting right here, Greg, you don't even have the black and white photos that you can put up because he's the only person that's doing it. If you make all these boards that we love making, Greg, and show that he's number 2, 3 on this list, it's just him on every single board and every single accomplishment that he makes moving forward. He's going to be the only player to ever do this. So even this year, if he comes out and let's say he has a 3.5 ERA. Let's say a 4. Let's say a huge stretch, and he has a 4 ERA, and he goes out and has a similar offensive season. He's still the best player in the game. So I think this is an extremely safe number one.
Here's the thing. Ohtani's underrated at number one.
Facts.
Like, I mean, think about it. He really is. He's underrated at number one because we're not talking about just this era of baseball, because he supersedes anything that we've ever seen before in the game. He's underrated at number one.
All right, how about this? Let's take that comment and inject a lot of helium into it. If we did the top 100 players of all time, would Ohtani be number one?
Yes, he'd be number one. Nobody else can do what he's doing. Nobody else. He's an elite top 10 pitcher and one of the best hitters in the game.
If he's on the mound, it's a no doubt number one right now, Greg.
Let me tell you something. He's a competitive guy. He knows Clayton Kershaw has a Cy Young and an MVP. He wants a Cy Young. That's what he wants. Hey, let's not talk about that right now. He just was awarded the #1 player in baseball once again. What's it going to take to dethrone Ohtani next year? We'll dive into that when we come back.
今シーズン、彼がまた新たなページを MLB の歴史に刻んでくれるはずです。大谷翔平が再び MLB のトッププレイヤーとして君臨した。今年のランキングでも堂々の1位に輝き、誰もが認める唯一無二の存在であることを証明した。昨年は投げられないからとランキング4位に甘んじたが、それでも打者として圧倒的な成績を残し、改めてその異次元ぶりを見せつけた。そしてついに誰もが納得する形で再び王座に返り咲いた。もはや大谷翔平が1位にいることは驚きではなく、当然のことのように感じられる。それほどまでに彼のパフォーマンスは圧倒的なのだ。彼の存在はもはやこの時代の最高ではなく MLB 史上最高と言っても過言ではない。彼の活躍は一時的なものではなく、歴史を変えるレベルに達している。MLB の歴史を振り返っても大谷のような選手は存在しなかった。投打の両方で結果を残し、どちらか一方ではなく、どちらでもトップクラスの成績を収めるというのは前例のない偉業である。MLB 史上初の50本塁打、50盗塁達成、そして投手としての復帰も間近に控えている。これこそが唯一無二の証であり、専門家たちがもし MLB 歴代トップ100を選ぶとしたら、大谷が1位になると断言するのもうなずける。そして2024年、いよいよ彼の新たな挑戦が始まる。昨年は投げられない中でも打者として MLB を席巻し、誰もがそのバットスキルに驚嘆した。 OPS、長打率、ホームラン数、どれをとってもリーグトップクラスの成績を収め、 DH としての最高のシーズンを過ごした。しかし彼はそれで満足しない。今シーズン彼は投手としても復帰し、再び二刀流の怪物としてグラウンドに戻ってくるのだ。この復帰には当然ながら大きな期待が寄せられている。 MLB の歴史上、これほどのプレッシャーと注目を集める選手がかつて存在しただろうか。手術を経て再びマウンドに立つ大谷の姿を想像するだけでファンの胸は高鳴る。昨シーズンの彼の活躍を考えると、もし健康な状態で投げることができれば再び MVP レースの本命となることは間違いない。打者として MVP 級、投手としてもエース級の成績を残すことができれば、それはまさに史上最高の選手の証明となる。さらに彼の競争心を考えれば、次なるターゲットはサイ・ヤング賞ではないだろうか。クレイトン・カーショーが MVP とサイ・ヤングの両方を受賞したことを知れば、大谷もそのタイトルを狙ってくるに違いない。彼の成長と進化を考えれば、それは決して不可能なことではない。むしろ彼ならやってのけるだろう。今まで無理と言われてきた壁を次々と打ち破ってきた大谷翔平。彼なら投手として復帰後 MVP& サイ・ヤングのダブル受賞も夢ではない。これまでのキャリアを振り返っても彼の進化は止まることを知らない。2021年の MVP、 2022年の MVP、 2023年は打者としてナンバーワン、そして2024年はどこまで進化するのか、誰もが期待せずにはいられない。彼のパフォーマンスは毎年のように進化し続け、ファンだけでなく専門家たちも驚かせ続けている。また彼の影響力は野球界にとどまらず世界中のスポーツ界にも及んでいる。 MLB の中だけでなく世界的な視点から見ても大谷の存在は特別なものだ。彼の名はすでに野球界の枠を超え、世界のスポーツ界で語られるようになっている。バスケットボール界のマイケル・ジョーダン、サッカー界のリオネル・メッシやクリスティアーノ・ロナウド、テニス界のロジャー・フェデラーやノバク、ジョコビッチ、彼らと並ぶ存在として大谷翔平の名は語られるようになった。多くの若手選手が彼に憧れ、彼のようになりたいと願っている。そして 大谷自身も常に新たな挑戦を続けることで、その期待に応え続けている。彼の姿を見て、多くの子供たちが、自分も大谷のようになりたい、と夢を見る。これこそが、真のスーパースターの証ではないだろうか。単に成績が優れているだけではなく、スポーツを通じて人々に希望を与え、夢を与え続ける。その影響力こそが、彼を特別な存在たらしめているのだ。大谷翔平がこれからどんな歴史を作るのか、誰もが目を離すことができない。今シーズン、彼はどこまで進化するのか。二刀流の復活、そしてヤング賞への挑戦。彼の持つ可能性は無限大であり、もはや何ができるのかではなく、何を成し遂げるのかという次元に達している。彼の一挙手一投足が野球界を揺るがし、彼のプレーが新たな歴史を刻む。そんな瞬間をこれからも共に見届けよう。ここまで読んでくれた皆さんも、大谷翔平が歴代最高の選手だと思うなら、ぜひ意見を聞かせてほしい。そして、これからのシーズンを一緒に盛り上げるために、チャンネル登録と高評価を忘れずに。彼の挑戦はまだまだ続く。これからも彼の活躍を見逃さず、一緒に応援し続けよう。次回の動画でまた会いましょう。